Friday Night Frenzy on Channel 3. Our crews travel across the state for the best high school games.
Yeah, and right now, spring sports are really getting set for conference championships, and teams are one step closer to a champion, crowning a champion. Sports director Joe Zone is here to lay out what we need to watch this week. I don't know why I'm tripping over my words. Pizza's out.
You know what's interesting right now? Go ahead. You want to ask me a question? But first.
No,
he's
go ahead.
ready.
You go.
So the weather is a big factor today. It doesn't just affect the people who are going to play sports today. Tomorrow, Friday,
For the fields
those
and-
games would get postponed to, but Friday, tomorrow is what in high school? It's a big prom night.
Yeah.
So all of that's one of the reasons why now they don't play a lot of games on this particular Friday, because of proms. Athletes got to make a decision between, am I going to play with my softball team or am I going to go to the prom?
That's a tough decision.
These games that may get rained out this afternoon because of weather will get postponed until tomorrow.
Okay.
So there's a lot of angst, a lot of stuff going on right now.
I think they're going to be okay.
You think we'll get
I think by
the
2
games
o'clock,
in?
3 o'clock,
Oh,
boom, over.
that's good news for anybody who's planning a prom
Knock wood.
tomorrow.
I know. It's all knock wood
I
there.
have a little inside scoop there.
You have a little
Hey,
inside baseball?
A little inside baseball. I want to congratulate you. You were our master griller yesterday.
gee.
You did an unbelievable. We had a Channel 3 picnic.
It was an employee
picnic and barbecue, and Joe was out there. It was 100 degrees, and he's sweating and making the burgers and the hot dogs. So you did an excellent job.
Thanks. You know, it's really not the heat. It's always this way the smoke blows.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But other than
Right.
that, but it was great just to see everybody who was here come out.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Get something.
And again, thank you for doing
Thank
that.
you, Joe. We
Much
appreciate
appreciated
it. All right, so let's talk baseball.
Yep.
Let's go back to inside baseball. What makes Southington baseball so special?
Well, first of all, there's only 2 undefeated baseball teams in the whole state.
Really?
Wow.
To get to this part, we're in conference tournaments right now.
I didn't
States
realize
begin
that.
next week. Southington's one of them.
Okay.
Joe Barlow is the other one. And Southington has had to come from behind in several games to win. So they're definitely on a mission. So we'll keep an eye on Southington in the conference playoffs as they get ready to go to the States. But to go undefeated, same with Joe Barlow, undefeated. I mean, I made a list. This is funny, by the way. We have computers, and you guys have phones. And what do I have?
You got a piece of
Good
paper.
old paper,
Old-fashioned
baby.
paper.
Trust me, Joe. I
See
use
you.
plenty of paper
It
in the
never
morning.
fails you.
And then in softball, of course, there's only one. There's 2. Massac is undefeated, and the University Classical, undefeated teams at this time of the year.
Is that rare?
Yeah, because you're playing 20 games.
Right.
Yeah.
And pitching is such a big part of high school sports, and there are restrictions on how often they can pitch, how many games they can throw. So we're keeping an eye on those as the tournaments are playing out this week, watching what happens tonight. It's running out of time. There's 2 weeks left in the season.
Yeah.
I gotta ask a personal question.
Yep.
Becky McCabe, our producer, was
Yep.
kind enough to write some questions. I have to go to the Connecticut Sun today and interview the players about their upcoming season.
Okay.
Why I'm going, I don't know, but because I guess
Because you're Scott Haney,
because I'm
that's
Scott
why.
Haney, I guess so. What should you advise me to do in this situation?
Do you have your notepad and pen?
I do have my notepad and pen. Thank you, Becky.
They're off to a great start.
Okay.
So what's been
3-0?
the key to that? Yep.
Okay.
Their home court advantage. Why is that such a big deal for them? Not all other teams in the country or in the league have that kind. So those are 2 things.
Okay.
And what are some of the keys going forward? What are you
Okay.
going to have to do right to keep? Because it's going to be a tough league this year. I'm glad that you get to do it. Maybe I can do. Is there a weather thing I could do?
Yeah, I would love for you to do the weather.
I think it's thundering
right
now.
now.
Maybe you can go outside and
I
report
like
for
that.
us.
Sure, throw me in something. Yeah. He gets the soft punch, and I get the hard ball. Yeah.
All right, so back to this. You're a voter for the Game Time Connecticut polls. What goes into that?
Well, that's also a challenge. So softball, all of the sports have polls. It's just kind of a way to, prop up teams and stuff, but it's impossible to know who's who and what's what. But now you have a good idea. So I vote in both the baseball and the softball polls for Game Time CT. I can't see all 120 schools
Sure.
around the state, but
Exactly.
but you can see enough of the good teams. They separate. When we do these polls in April, nobody knows what's going on.
Right.
But by the time you get to late May,
Yeah, right.
June, teams have started to separate. So there's a top 10, and it's just a way to kind of
You're
make the
sampling.
teams feel better about. It's like the national rankings in college sports. UConn, when they're number 1 or
Right,
number
right,
3,
right.
everybody said big game, puts targets on the backs of teams. So it's just the number 1 team in the state coming in. If you're playing them, you want to really beat them, knock them off, and if you're number 1, you want to stay that way.
Right.
Absolutely.
Do you have any surprise teams this year?
I can't be surprised because I don't know enough about all of them. When I see undefeated teams, I look in tennis, and there's like 7 undefeated teams in tennis.
Wow.
Tennis is a very cool sport to.
I love
and
tennis.
volleyball, there's only 1 undefeated team in the state, Simsbury.
Is that incredible?
Really?
Only
Really
undefeated
wonderful.
team in the state.
Well, Joe, we can't thank you enough for being on the show.
And then we're going to see you, Mark, and Nkwa on Friday Night Frenzy.
Friday night.
It's a date.
And make sure you do a nice job today.
Oh, please, Joe, the pressure is on.
He's going to bring his paper and his
I'm
pen.
going to bring you got it. I have paper and pen with me. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Professor Joe.
You got it.